Hello, guys. Welcome back to another YouTube video here today. My camera is off. Um, Welcome back to another YouTube video, guys. So today we have a major update for Borderlands 4. Welcome, Vault Hunters. Today's major update includes an addition of photo mode, which is very awesome, and a rework of Harlow's 0 point action skill. Augment votes now increase dedicated loot drops. This comes with a variety of improvements across gameplay, progression, gears, and visuals, and always we have new weekly sets of activities. In addition to this major update, as we just shared the Borderlands 2026 roadmap with a look what's coming to Kairos. Be sure to check out we got planned this year, including Pay Contact, Bounty Pack 2, Story Pack 1, free feature addition to level cap, increased cross-platform saves, free in-game content for all players, including a second raid boss and a takedown. Please restart your game to ensure the end update. So thanks for the improvements. The recent NVIDIA drivers we no longer clear the GPU driver shader cache on the first launch after updating the new game version. When you use the GPU for the ND or newer, you're encountering issues. Please contact UK support. New content, photo mode. Photo mode is available for all Borderlands 4 players. So you can capture mayhem fueled terrain shots of Cairo's kinetic beauty. Fill across, check out photo mode in the Borderlands 4 guide full of details. You can check also access photo mode via pause menu. While on photo mode is active, you can adjust the position of your camera, movement controls, photo mode UI, the multiple tabs, the wide range of settings, the different visual effects, and single player. Going into photo mode, you will also pause by the action by default so you can freely dial ideally a shot without missing a perfect moment. Please note that photo mode is only available during gameplay, cannot be accessed during cutscenes, is also not available in split screen to play on console. Get perfect shot, adjust FOV, depth field of view, various filters, change time of day, visibility, player targeting, summon NPCs, enemies, even damage numbers to clear the frame. We always love to see what you captured in the game. Borderlands or social media. You can always upload shots, screenshots of Borderlands 4 Steamho community. Progressions, contract missions, patrol hub, troops now progress when killing enemies, trace, scrap score. The scrap core hub object now interact with consistently contract the Dominion can now be completed. Convinced through the intrusive Ripper site. I don't even know what bounties that can show up to take their players, vault challenges, card challenge, loot, are purchased. 10 out of 15 legendary vault weekly card challenge no longer reset with save and load. Loot of purchased ordnance will now increase. Conditions are met. Kill enemies with Torg guns will now Torg firepot. Kill X enemies with Malawan. The Malawan changed. Last standing. Progress attended. Challenges. Legendary Forsaken Chaos. Legendary Midnight Defiance has been removed. We're going to collect all phosphine challenges. Updated Malawan status effect. Better identify trigger. They were leading better tracking challenges. Progression address reported that player have caused to be trapped in the Dominion. They could be locked player out of leaving transition. Cloudy mount. Mission objectives are no longer available. Blocked in the main menu. Addressed an issue where causing unlocked DLC to be unavailable while online true mode is now available consistently. Enabled for newly created 30 UVH Never tried that, so added a tutorial mode for true mode when the campaign is completed. Players creating a new character and multiplayer will now receive the all intended rewards. Address reported issues the equipment lost during the main menu. Addressed an issue gold loans cosmetic reward shift code. And if you were impacted by this issue the first time around, Gordon has turned into the shift code in the cosmetic. This code will not reward anything successfully. Redeem the code if you don't know how to get the Gorgon's Helix weapon skin. Requires a Borderlands. Anyways, on to this. So now we're going over Vaunders. Addresses reported where issues where critical damage wasn't sometimes being applied to critical hits. That's interesting. Specialization, Daredevil. Action skill cooldown rate has been adjusted from 0.5% to action skill and a multiple of action skill damage has been added. Melee damage is now multiple equipment instead of additive. Carburetor, the gravitator, the screw, we're making several changes to 0 point step looking forward. Skill tree feel more satisfying, balanced, and Harlow relative to Harlow Street, other Harlow Streets because they were changing the fundamental behavior of 0 point and then base skill. All these changes, we have our eyes on a few past candidates for some buffs. There were recent passive. The buffs were implemented several weeks ago. Combined with today's change and revisit those features once we've gathered adequate current changes. Long term, we want to make sure each fall hunter has plenty of build variety, with each action skill having its own pros and cons. If we if and on we can see falling behind, we will continue to explore changes to today. 0 point skill now includes the benefit inherited augment killing an enemy. Stasis now resets their rotation. Researches new target, rotation, and then they changed into an augment, which updated Harlow Slam. When Harlow Slam, then she creates a minimal unstable projectile and random deal trial or radiation damage deal. Additionally, she also gains status effect and status effect chance to affect stacks. Then we got Amon. Amon now does consistently do cryo damage when equipping cryo drum augment and multiplayer. Prevented unattended increases the number of segments in the Vault Hunter's bar when Amon activated his action skill. Dragon Breath now applies properly. Ripper heavy weapons with beams. Firewall Forge skill with now block mood and his projectile attack effects. Address the cooldown prismic, sometimes resetting when applying a status effect. Face pocket no longer resets taser and underbarrel when applied off enhancement. Healing numbers now present correctly when specters and rippers. Sniper tank buster addressed instant action skill behavior so that continues to while work using the vibe tech capstone with the legendary classified technomancer. Okay, so they did some Bloom Reaper updates too. That's exciting. Okay. Falling into the fog will now Falling into the fog will now consistently kill the players instead of having them fall off the map. The purple rift will now appear only after the boss is defeated. Address an instance where Bloom Reaper keeping the invincible health bar in the second phase. I had that happen. Addressed an exploit where UVH and trial would be attained and not UVH didn't know that was possible. Addressed an issue where across the chest rewards be empty after fulfilling the requirements. That is very good to see. This shooting weapons will now damage boom crystals. Vile creeps will no longer get stuck in the air. World events and bosses. Increase the spawn rate of world bosses, pun and manufacture area. Now rewards will now reliably spawn with airship Gordello world events. Mr. Screw is no longer available to be frozen. Toy pinheads are now affected by singularity grenades. Idler Assault now takes damage from elemental hazards created by skills like while bio armor is broken. Vile Lictor's whims will now continue to respawn after freezing him. Jennifer will now remain inside the refuge, even if the player dying in the area. Lowered the amount of badass enemies in the electi safe collectible. Ensured that boss fights are consistently and reset when all players have died. Restore the ability to fortress of travel while canceling the translation in multiplayer. Loot station UVH levels now increase the dedicated loot pool. The higher the level, the higher the chance of dedicated loot dropping. Change the respawn station outside the Umbrella Foundry fast travel for easier travel to the entrance. Preventing loot items to dropping unattended. The oppressor killing all enemies and Ripper drill site socks clinch. Red chest and coastal bonescape will unlock all enemies are killed. Mission enemy and echo locations. Gun blazing. RJ now consistently engages in combat against enemies. The power of Ballad Rod address pathing for each player. Missions will no longer progress unexpectedly in multiplayer and which split screen and solo blade. Radioactive rail liner will now attack the players that are close to it. Echolocation and guidance improvements. Rift champion icon removed. From the compass will clean up functionality. And then we have an enhancement. Adjusted the underdog enhancement to only apply to Vladoff underbarrel as attendant. This will remove the unattended damage bonus that is when some guns are switch or elements type. We also have the Wombo Combo Rocket, so now correctly as underbarrel damage and will receive this boost. Hell yeah. Theodore. Theodore legendary sorry if Chuck now throws properly when players have over 120% gun reload speed. Address behavior preventing the homing when a third gun and Theodore responds. Specific conditions were met. Removed a extra Theodore shotguns with ripper magazines. Mal one legendary. Oh my god, will no longer consume energy shield and when overshield is active. Wow. Okay. Only active status effect when spread and killing Mal one license parts, Mal one transfusion core. Singularities now correctly. Mal one snipers. Barrels. Jacob's address. Ricochet damage to apply correctly the 10 amount of Jacob weapons. Torg. Torg legendary. Pistol hardpoint. Full fire. Shooting. Torg legendary compilation. Segment break shields. Order legendary sniper alpha worker need projectile link to in on enemy at distance with Callus is no longer unattended under the projectiles with Jacob's license apart and Jacob's license will leave for bounce. Ripper, the legendary shield watch for dinner will not consistently get overshield in multiplayer from overshield drops. Weapons with COV bags will now continue to fire with bullets spare at firmware level for level 3. Dataless dataless SMGs will now overcharge with the overcharge and attachment, and a Ripper magazine will now inherit Ripper magazine charge time. Atlas, there's Pierce Shot, there's no longer Rafa Pierce three piece breaker cannons, action skill while equipping weapon Atlas, Pierce Shot enhancement. Updated the tracker antenna, trauma no longer flies without Atlas. Licensed parts, ordnance, heavy weapons now cause damage to boom boom drones during the Callus boss fight. Didn't know that was a thing. Firmware skill draft will now receive proper amount of stacks when dealing skill damage to enemies. Oh, that's good. Dead Piece 2 functions as attendant with attendant projectiles. High caliber will now function. 3 will attendant Atlas grenade get throwing. It will now properly function with heavy ordnance. And then we have visual audio fixes. Restored prefixes on Tudor, Grenade, UVA, Order, Legendary Pistol, Bully, Hyperion, Shield will now display all the parts in item card. Rep Kit will no longer disappear when trying to heal after climbing. Corrected animations for dataless SMGs with Atlas under barrels when switching. Corrected the audio. I forgot mic muted. Oops. I forgot to look. Corrected the audio for dataless legendary shotgun the mist layer. Mal one legendary shotgun the mantra now shows the mantra Mars arm when it first fired. Adjusted effects on Mal one SMG oh my god and dataless shotgun the missile laser to be consistent through gameplay. Adjusted animation of T-Door weapons to prevent shell cases when appearing using secondary fire. T-Door weapons no longer explode when thrown if they overlap with water. Theodore assault rifles and pistols didn't have laser sights and gear. Effects on Bladoff legendary assault rifle whiskey Foshocks while not expired as attended. Adjusted reload for Ripper shotguns with COV mags. Adjusted Ripper effects when shooting Ripper guns with Mal 1 license parts, under barrel parts, and the recent Ripper and transmitter have been restored. And when there's a lot of despawning, they're adjusted missing effects and needles or order legendary on copperhead customization markets now talks at the proper time. The second round of Gordell will now announce the enemy type. Updated the various sound effects while fighting the Bloom Reaper. Updated various incorrect while missing VO lines. Damage numbers have been removed when calculating when continuing to shoot RJ when a fight has ended. Corrected the Echo 4 appearance when using the Echo i4 frame in the Nurple paint job customization. Ensured Vex Siren statues glowed as intended with all skins. Melee for animations for Rafa. The extra will now play correctly in multiplayer. Characters can now climb after double jumping at the abandoned post house in the coastal bonescape. Resolve climbing animations are not seeking a multiplayer player using a gravel point by the propaganda speaker in the hollow will no longer take the player to the roof hollow. Adjusted idle or saw animations when buying the replay boss in multiplayer. Readjust the brightness of Seekness Weave laser effects. Ripsaw rotating blade effect will now disappear after death. Minister Screw will now disappear after death. Ensured Bruce has constantly disappeared after death. Addressed it. There's a whole lot of fixes. NPCs, animations, wrong location. Adjusted the effects of power core drop mission. Carried items will no longer be attached to a weapon after firing and reloading quickly. Adjust fading into distance intro. Address hitching for the Vault Hunters saved in the main menu. Re- Reduce the number of unused materials throughout the game. Prevented shield boosters from blocking the screen. Trees inside building no longer below the wind. Missing animations will destroy when destroying the grate near the vault fragment to no has been restored. Unattended transition will no longer be appealed of via Electra's boss arena. Fire no longer starts popping when getting closer to minion. Prevent it flickering when electric safe open. Hail bales and no longer the hollow no longer show the VFX when hit. Hose how knows how to display during the current breeding daisies. The lights of the Canadian Casper skin now flash constantly. Ensure the launch pad and its keep its climate is consistent and with other launch pads. The black market vending machine will no longer have an obstructed view to spawn in Togno then. Heal lowerage, separating floated items. Address multiple case labels not to be open. Updated in various chemistry. Address clipping, missing collision, out of bounds, access, stuck spots, visual errors, in various areas of the game. Okay, that's very good to see. Sorted in customization now. Defaults unlock customization first. Corrected in an issue. Backpack appear empty after filtering. Rep kits now appear as attended inventory. Address an issue or vault causing vault cards not to be updated in multiplayer. Address a reported vault card said disappear or disconnect. Vault cards will no longer carry over with the same progress. If the challenge is if it reappears at this daily reset, it updates your vault card UI. Various optimizations update the UI. Address various reports. Issue a scroll bar, menu UI, updated localization, various text descriptions, subtitles, icon visibility, and alignments across the game. And then they also updated materials, thumbnails, and customizations now appear correctly. Updated credits. They did split screen, flip card, flip functionality been restored. Transition levels corrected. Various scrolling level issues of vault cards during split screen corrected. Persistent logging in message when second player joins in split screen. The golden chest will no longer get stuck in transition in progress message when player leaves after opening. Both players split screen will now see the mission item at the Breeding Daisy mission. Resolved an issue of recent friends not functioning as intended when players added the split screen. Adjusted the ball card. UVH, UVI, not prevent overlapping or not displaying the entire item card. Vehicle FOV will not be changed for both players. Adjusted nameplate, text size correctly in the split screen, and updated various of UI's elements replacement. Player experience console only. Several players have instances of incorrect gear meshes and have been corrected on console. PC only adjusted default mouse sensitivity and has the option to disable mouse smoothing. A blend of faces for better optimization. Visual optimizations for Jacob's shotgun ray is an option. now, apparently. Optimizations to the mission main menu. And various improvements for stability. Weekly big course. Leader Wilhelm. That's pretty much pointless to me. And then the mission reward is the ballista. And then here's the release black. I won't be able to find it though. Hope you guys enjoy this video. This video will be a long video. So hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.